welcome to Vedanta Bhakthi Pravachanam. Let's start Sai Satcharithra chapter 14, part 2. In the last chapter, we all read about Ratnoji of Nanded, and let's continue this chapter with the story of Dakshina Mimansa. For a long time, Baba did not take anything. He sorted burnt matches and filled his pocket with them. He never asked anything from anybody, whether he be a devotee or otherwise. If anybody placed before him a piece or two, he purchased oil or tobacco. He was fond of tobacco, for he always smoked a beedi or chilim. Then some persons thought that they could not see the saints empty-handed, and they therefore placed some copper coin before Baba. If a pice was placed before him, he used to pocket it. If it was a 2, it was returned immediately. Then after Baba's fame had spread far and wide, people began to flock in numbers, and Baba began to ask dakshina from them. It is said in the Shruti that puja of gods is not complete unless a golden coin was offered. If a coin was necessary in the puja of gods, why should it not be so in the puja of the saints also? Ultimately, the Shastras laid it down that when one goes to see God, king, saint or guru, he should not go empty-handed. He should offer something, preferably coin or money. In this connection, we may notice that perspectives recommended by the Upanishads. The Brihadrankya Upanishad says that the Lord Prajapati advised the gods, men and demons by the one letter Da. The gods understood by this letter that they should practice Dhamma, that is self-control. The men thought or understood that they should practice Dana, that is charity. The demons understood that they should practice Daya, that is compassion. To men, charity or giving was recommended. The teacher in the Taittiriya Upanishad exhorts his pupils to practice charity and other virtues. Regarding charity, he says, give with faith or even without it. Give with magnanimity, that is liberally. Give with modesty and with sympathy, in order to teach the devotees the lesson of charity and to remove their attachment to money, and thus to purify their minds. Baba extracted dakshina from them. But there was this particularity, as Baba said, that he asked to give back 100 times more of what he received. There are many instances in which this had happened. To quote as instance, Mr. Ganapatrao Bodas, a famous actor, says in his Marathi autobiography that on Baba's pressing him often for dakshina, he emptied his money bag before him. The result of this was, as Mr. Bodas says, that in his later life he never lacked money, as it came to him abundantly. There was also secondary meanings of dakshina. In many cases in which Baba did not want any pecuniary amount, to quote 2 instances, Baba asked Rs 15 as dakshina from G.G. Narke, who replied that he did not have even a pie. Then Baba said, I know you have no money, but you are reading Yoga Vasistha. Give me dakshina from that. Giving dakshina in this case means deriving lessons from the book and loading them in the heart where Baba resides. In the second case, Baba asked a certain lady, Mrs. Arya Tarkad, to give rupees 6 as dakshina. The lady felt pained as she had nothing to give. Thus her husband explained to her that Baba asked 6 inner enemies to be surrendered to him. Baba agreed with this explanation. It is to be noted that though Baba collected a lot of money by dakshina, he would distribute the whole amount the same day, and next morning he would become a poor fakir as usual. When Baba took this Mahasamadhi, even after receiving thousands and thousands of rupees as dakshina, for about 10 years he had only a few rupees in his possession. In short, Baba's main object is taking dakshina from his devotees was to teach them the lesson of renunciation purification. Mr. B.V. Dio of Thana, retired Mamaltadar and a great devotee of Baba, has written an article on the subject Dakshina in Sri Sai Leela magazine, in which he says amongst other things as follows. Baba did not ask Dakshina from all. If unasked, some gave Dakshina, he sometimes accepted it and at other times refused it. He asked it from certain devotees only. He never demanded it from those devotees who thought in their mind that Baba should ask them for it and then they should pay it. If anybody offered it against his wish, he never touched it, and if he kept it there, he asked him to take it away. He asked from small or big amounts from devotees according to their wish, devotion and convenience. He asked it even from women and children. He never asked all the rich for it, nor from all the poor. Baba never got angry from those from whom he asked Dakshina and who did not give. If any Dakshina was sent, though some friend who forgot to hand over the same to Baba, he reminded him somehow of it and made him pay it. On some occasions, Baba used to return some of it and keep it in his shrine for worship. This procedure benefited the donor or devotee immensely. If anybody offered more than he originally intended to give, he returned the extra amounts. Sometimes he asked more dakshina from some than what they originally intended to give, and if they had no money, asked them to beg or borrow from others. From some, he demanded dakshina 3 or 4 times a day. Out of amount collected as dakshina, Baba spent very little for his own sake, that is for buying chilim and fuel for his duni, and all the rest he distributed as charity in varying proportions to various persons. All the paraphernalia of this Shiridi Sansthan was brought by various rich devotees in the instance and suggestion of Radha Krishna Mai. Baba always used to get wild and scolded who brought any costly and rich articles. He said to Mr. Nana Sahib Chandorkar that all his property consisted of 1 cupin, 1 stray piece of cloth, 1 kafni and 1 tamural, that is a tin pot, and that all the people troubled him with bringing all these unnecessary, useless and costly articles. Women and wealth are 2 main obstacles in the way of our Paramartha, and Baba had provided in Shirdi 2 institutions, that is Dakshina and Radha Krishna Mai. For whenever they came to him, he demanded Dakshina from them and asked them to go to the school, that is Radha Krishna Mai's house. If they stood these 2 tests well, that is if they showed that they were free from attachment for women and wealth, their progress spiritually was rapid and assured by Baba's grace and blessings. Mr. Dio has also quoted passages from the Gita and Upanishads and shown that charity given in a holy place and to a holy personage conduces to the donor's welfare to great degree. What is more holy than Shiridi and its presiding deity Sai Baba? Bow to Sri Sai. Peace to be all.